Hey guys, I'm James Danley. Welcome back to our monthly real estate update for the city of Birmingham, Michigan, which is the economic brain and center of the state of Michigan. Go through some brief stats with you guys and then highlight my favorite sales from the month of February 2026. So, rock and rolling. Median sales price for February was $812,000 for Birmingham. That's down about 4.5% from last year. We have about 2.8 months worth of supply, which is actually substantially more, 21% more than we had last year. So supply is slightly increasing, but still not quite enough inventory. Our median price per square foot was $405 a square foot, and that is up 4.7%. Our pending sales were down 6.1%, and our dollar volume in closed sales is down 10.8%. Number of closed sales is also down 11.7%. So obviously it's similar to a lot of stuff going on in other places in the country. Lower transaction volume, less inventory, less movement. And then our showings per listing were also down 22.6%. So showing activity is way down. Overall transaction volume's down. The overall market's kind of been in this grind, a little bit of a standstill. That being said, we still have some great sales from February, and it is still the best market in the state of Michigan. And so my top 4 favorite sales from the month, starting number 4, 1768 Birmingham Boulevard was involved on this transaction. One of the highest prices for a lot sale in this Crestview neighborhood. The land pricing's kind of topped out a little bit in Birmingham. It seems like, if anything, builders are getting a little more conservative. We ended up getting a higher number for this one because we already had a buyer for the build. So it was going to save a lot of hold cost. This lot really should have been more like a 500 to maybe 5.25 lot max. Great street, a lot of high-end new construction around it. Historically, these lots were, really trading mostly in the 4s the last few years. So you can make an argument that it's really worth $475 to like 5.25 on the high side. We're west of Woodward, close to Pierce Elementary, walking distance to downtown. But because we had a buyer to pre-sell the build site, we snagged it for $550, which historically is a very high price for that location. It's a standard 50 by 130 lot. And the new build's going to sell for around that $2.7 million range. So it was a great sale in February, and we're really pleased to work with the agent on the other side of the deal that we got it done with. Number 3, 1508 Maryland. So this is such a funny house because this house has sold a million times the past, it's literally sold like 5 times in the last few years. I will double check the history. Yeah, so here we go. This thing sold in 2012, 2018, 2021, 2023, 2024, and then again in 2026. So these clients had just bought it for $950 in 2024. They were relocating out west, and they'd upgraded a bunch of the windows and some other items. We were a little nervous with how slow the market had been the end of last year, but because of this price category and because this is like a family house, it's real 4 bedrooms above grade. It was one of the 50s bungalows that they had done renovation work on. Gave it more of a cute charm and exterior, and the interior is pretty well updated. You have a cute bar, a bunch of built-ins, and the family room. The layout's a little separated. Stairs are still in the middle of the house, so you've got like the kitchen and like dining on the back with the family room up front. But you have updated bathrooms. You have 1 first floor bedroom with a full bath, and then you have the other 3 bedrooms on the second level. And the lower level is fully finished as well. So functionally, it's a nice house. Decent sized kitchens, get good natural light. There's windows everywhere. The kitchen needed a little bit of cleanup in here. There was some wear and tear on these cabinets, but it didn't affect the sale. We were able to essentially like get the place cleaned up and staged well, and then create a bidding war on it. We had like 4 or 5 offers and ended up getting well above listing. We kind of like positioned a few buyers back and forth. We ended up getting $1,055,000 cash, which was surprising because they literally bought it like a year ago. Had a nice mudroom drop zone, which is unique for those 50s houses. Laundry's in the second floor. There's the master, vaulted ceilings, nice size master bath. So overall, very clean, cute, like move-in ready house compared to everything else, and to be around that $1 million mark in Birmingham, finished lower level, another bathroom, half bath down there, play area for the kids, potentially, or grandkids. Yeah, just a great overall house. Generator, whole home generator, nice outdoor patio with a fire pit, and it's in that great walkable community. I mean, it's a street over from that lot we just talked about on Birmingham Boulevard. So walking distance to the park, walking distance to downtown. So yeah, overall, just a great sale. And I was really happy with the outcome. And they were nervous that they would even be able to get the same amount that they paid for it, considering how slow the market's been, which is what they bought it for $950 around a year ago. So the fact that we were able to create urgency and a bidding war and get that, $1055, we got $1 million more than they bought it for, or $100,000 more than they bought it for a year ago, was a huge win. They were really happy, and everything worked out really well. Number 2, 2263 Manchester Road. This is another really great sale, that one of the properties we sold this month. New construction, east of Woodward by Alamoff. Why is this doing this? So Pembroke Park, east of downtown, north of the rail district, but really nice community, nice park. Has these nice 50-foot lots that are about 150 feet deep. And Brian designed a house with a 2-car front entry attached garage, really good ceiling heights, like 10 foot, 9 foot. Amazing layout. And he was doing a lot of arch detail. The finishes in this house are going to be really, really nice when it's done. Built-ins in the study, fireplace. And so because of the depth in the lot and the attached 2-car front entry garage, we're able to fit like a really nice L-shaped great room where it's like kitchen, dining, family with an outdoor covered lanai with a fireplace. So to get all of that for $2.1 million is like almost impossible now, especially because the lots west of Woodward are shallower. They're only 130 feet deep, so you chop that extra 20 foot of depth off, and you can't fit this product on those lots. So to have the yard space, have the amazing master bath, vaulted ceilings, the spaces feel really large in this house. And this is the study up front, not finished yet, but we essentially pre-sold. We sold it in process in the drywall phase. Family room, covered lanai out there with the fireplace. That's where the kitchen's going. Dining's going in the back, so you have this L-shaped great room we talked about with a covered lanai and then a really large backyard space compared to everything else in Birmingham. So the interior, like fit and finish, the detail in this house is going to be excellent. Probably one of the best products especially for that 2.1 to 2.5 range. Just a phenomenal value, which is why we sold it early in the build process. Staircase is all open. You have all these ceiling accents. Great natural light throughout. The layout was good too. You had the master suite in the back of the house with 2 huge dressing rooms, his and her, and then you could flow through the master bathroom and then out one of the dressing rooms through the laundry. So the laundry is attached to both the hall and then also to the master dressing room. So it was functionally designed really well from a livability perspective. There's that master bathroom with the vaulted ceilings and shower, and that's your access into one of the master dressing rooms, and then to the right you can exit through laundry. So really good floor plan, great functionality, good ceiling heights, 8-foot doors everywhere. Overall, just a great all-around build product, which is why it sold early in the process, because it was probably the best product out there at the price point, fully finished lower level as well. So 2263 Manchester Road sold for $2,099,900, essentially $2.1 million. That was $567 a square foot. And number 1, 1260 Lionhurst. So this is a beautiful new construction. Phenomenal build. Unfortunately, it looks like they removed the photos on it. But Cortland Lake Estates, Dan Moore built this house. He did a great job, and Charles Hyde did the architecture. He has, a lot of California influence with his style because that's where he was working originally. Both really good guys, but you've got a 71 foot by 137 foot lot. So you have this really nice 2-car front entry attached garage with just so many clean, modern design elements in this house. And I wish they would have left the photos for you guys to see, but they took them out. But yeah, that house sold for a really high price per square foot. $956 a square foot, just under $957 a square foot. It was 4,155 square feet above grade. Sold for $3.975 million. Obviously, in Cortland Lake, that's a pretty good value for a new construction under $4 million. It is on one of the smaller lots, but still, the design elements in this house with all the glass and the visibility was so well thought out, so well designed. It was really impressive. So someone got a great house, and I was actually surprised it took 71 days for that to sell. So yeah, those are my top 4 favorite sales from the month of February. We've got 1768 Birmingham Boulevard, which is a tear down essentially, sold for $550, one of the higher land sales in that market. We had 1508 Maryland Boulevards. We created a bidding war, sold it for $1,055,000, and that was $431 a square foot for a 1950s renovated 2,446 square foot, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath house on a standard 50-foot lot. We got the 2263 Manchester, which we sold for essentially 2.1, $567 a square foot, 3,700 square feet on one of those deeper 50 to 150 lots. And then the 1260 Lionhurst that Dan Moore and Charles Hyde did a great job designing and building on spec. They sold it for just under $4 million, $3.975, $956 a square foot. One of the most expensive per square foot sold houses in the last handful of months, but great build, so unique, well designed, worth every penny for sure. All right, guys, thanks for swinging by and checking out our top 4 favorite sales from the month of February and the sales data. Looking forward to see you next month. If you got any questions about Birmingham real estate, we live, work, sell it, feel free to call 248-671-3092. I'm James Danley. See you next month.